Yeah, Lord, it's going to be a age match. We're here in Vegas. Thanks, Coach Whitman. There's a UFC earlier this morning, so that's the toughest, hardest playing team in America. Pretty much every night out. The last 5 years, they've got more wins than anybody else in college basketball over the last 5 years for a reason. I've got a ton of respect for how hard they play, how they do it. And, without rebounding a team like that by 9, you got to have some tough guys on our team too. So, Mo got 16 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, for us to get 20 awards, against a team like that. And that's what, they got 16, which is a lot, we give up too many. But, you look at second chance points, we outscored them by 2. The game was going to come down to, we had to take care of the ball. We had too many turnovers, but we made up for it with our effort. And second chance points, we outscored them on second chance points. So we said if we could beat them at what they're best at, second chance points, I felt like we could win the game. Now, it wasn't easy. Defensively, they're great. They put a lot of pressure on us. We turned it over too much, but we had some guys make some shots late. Our defense was great, both at the end of regulation and in overtime. I think they went 1 for 10 in overtime. Now, part of that, maybe they're tired, and I think we're probably a little deeper. And you get a guy like Dioubate come off the bench, give you 28 minutes, and thought that was huge. So, Holloway off the bench, I thought made big plays on both sides of the ball. One turnover late, he got in there and got his hand on it when they were trying to go to the post up. So, proud of all our guys. I thought Mark, was patient, let the scoring come to him, hit some big shots, got to the free throw line, made his free throws. We got to do a better job as a team making our free throws, but I thought Mark did a pretty good job. And Mo's 100%. So he's been working. Mo just stays with it. Couldn't be more proud of the entire team, particularly these 2 guys sitting next to me right now.
Any questions for players? Just players first. For either player, you guys overcome a first half deficit, go up by 8 in the second half, and then squander that. As the coach mentioned, the depth on this team, did that sort of help you not become deflated when Houston makes that late charge that you had? 2 guys come off the bench scoring double figures, sort of mentally where you're at once they make their comeback.
I feel like it really showed when we went to overtime. We had so much depth in the game. We were able to really push the pace, and they really kind of couldn't handle it because they were so fatigued. But the depth on this team is really what makes it special.
Anything else for players? Local media back home. Charlie, if you have a question for players.
Yeah, for Mark, just going scoreless against Illinois, how good was it to kind of get things going and in this and start off the tournament with a win?
My teammates really built me up. They constantly told me to keep shooting. If you miss the first 3, they believed I was going to make the next 4. So my teammates really uplifted me, and I can't do it without them because they gave me all the confidence tonight.
Katie?
Just bouncing off that, Mark, that first 3 that went in tonight, how good did that feel? And then kind of was that able to get you going tonight?
That first 3 felt really good. It gave me a lot of confidence to shoot the next open shot that I had.
Jack?
Yeah, Mo, obviously huge performance on the glass. How much do you relish playing against these physical teams like Houston and being able to, go up against some of these big bodies in the paint and have success against them?
I just play my game honestly. Even if it was like any other team that we played, I would have brought the same intensity in the game. I know what I do good on the court. So Coach told me for the game, this is a Mo Dioubate game. So I was prepared for it. Either if we played any other team, I was gonna bring the same intensity. So, and I brought it tonight, and we got the win.
Anything else for the players? Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Mo.
16.
We'll start in person with Coach. It's more nice big day for Rutgers fans. Cliff built that program in a lot of different ways, but I'm just curious what he's meant for you guys and what that transition been like for him down there now.
Yeah, we had real problems with our rim protection last year. So, when he became available in the transfer portal, we made that like our top priority because our defense was not very good last year, and major problem was rim protection. We felt like he was, arguably the best rim protector in the country. So, I didn't realize what a great kid he was, though. We knew what he could do on the basketball floor, but once we've got him, I mean, I don't know if you watched him tonight. Like, he didn't play a ton of minutes because, Dioubate was playing really well, and Grant was playing well, so we kind of paired those guys in the front court. But Cliff had the best energy, and he was so happy for Mo. Hopefully tomorrow night's Cliff's night. Who knows? But he should have fresh legs. But I think his attitude, his character, how he treats everybody in the program, and then on top of that, gives us a presence at the rim. I mean, he's really good. So, we're going to need him to win big games this year. And he was good in his minutes tonight, but he's just an unbelievable kid. So I'm super happy we get to have him for his last year, and I'm sure Rutgers, have all the best things to say about him from his years there before we were able to get him for his last year, because he's an unbelievable kid.
Nate, when you talk about that depth, and Mark commented, how big was Darian Reed stepping up, and I don't think anybody really expected him to come across there and come up the big block, which was a left rotate.
Listen, Darian's athletic, plays hard, it's about the right stuff. He was out a lot. He had a couple different injuries in the summer and in the fall, so he wasn't able to get the reps. A lot of the, like LeBaron got. LeBaron's been injury free, thankful. So, we've been trying to get Darian going. We knew he had the size to be a great perimeter defender, and we needed him tonight. I mean, he was second on the team in plus minus. He was plus 7, when he was in there for his 18 minutes, and we put him in to get big stops, and he rolled with the role that we gave him tonight with being a stopper. And I thought he hit a big 3 there too. He finished a big one at the rim in a run. He did well all around. I thought this was his best game, and we need him. We don't win the game without him. So, different guys going to step up different nights, and I'm sure he's going to have a big scoring game here coming up soon. But he's just been doing whatever we need him to do to get wins, so far.
3 straight games against top 25 teams. What are you seeing in terms of progression and growth over this last few games?
You know what? The Purdue game, we got manhandled a little bit. I didn't think our physicality was where it needed to be. We turned the ball over too much. The ball didn't move. I thought if we'd have brought the intensity we brought tonight to that game, it might have been a little bit different. But that's why you're playing. We like to schedule good programs. Purdue's one of the best programs in the country over the last 5 years or so, and they exposed some stuff we needed to work on. And I think what they exposed, we've gotten better at. The ball's been moving a lot better. Our post D's been a lot better. Our rebounding, our toughness has been better. So, we were better against Illinois. Illinois is a really skilled, great offensive team, and I thought we were solid on defense for a lot of that game. Our offense was significantly better than Purdue, and now we kind of go back to a game against Houston where it's kind of just gritty, tough, physical, great defense and rebounding team, and we matched their physicality for most of the game. So now we got a Rutgers opponent. Are all of them in the top 25? It's just 4 straight.
They're out. They just dropped.
Because they lost to Kennesaw State.
2 days ago, there.
Yeah, they're good. I told our team, Antoine Petway, the head coach at Kennesaw State, was my assistant for 4 years. He's done a great job. And I think, maybe Rutgers, they're a little young. I'm sure they didn't expect Kennesaw to be as good as they were. And I told them we're going to get a whole lot different version of Rutgers, I'm sure, than what happened at Kennesaw. They're super talented. I mean, both those guys are supposed to be top 5 picks. Somebody told me it looks like it from a little bit of film I've watched. I got to get back and watch a bunch of film tonight and see what they're doing. But they've, Coach Pikel's done an unbelievable job there. They're tough, physical, similar to Houston and some of that in that regard in some ways. We're gonna have to bring it against them again. They'll be a little bit younger with some like high level talent, with Harper and Ace Bailey. So they're good though. They're really good. We're gonna have to be ready to go tomorrow.
3 questions from Zoom. Start with Blake. Hey, Coach, just how good of a fit is Aiden Holloway for the system and just the way that he's able to push the pace, the passes he makes, his shooting, and just everything like that?
Super skilled, shoots it really well, can stretch the floor, makes great reads as a point guard, can really pass the ball. You know, and he's gotten significantly better on defense. You know, we challenged him on the defensive end, challenged him to make some plays. We challenged him to rebound the basketball. He ended up with 3 rebounds, which, you know, I think he told me he's going to have 6. So we'll take 3. He contributed to us, out rebounding them by 9, you know, but he made some tough plays. So I think he's a great fit for us with how we spread the floor out and how we value skilled, unselfish guards that can really stretch the floor with his shooting. And he doesn't miss many shots when in practice. Yeah, I've seen him make some really tough shots and deep shots, and he's been great for us.
2 more, Katie.
Yeah, hey Nate, how big was that sequence with about 12 minutes left where Mo had the block on one end of the floor and then Latrell hit the 3 to give y'all the biggest lead at the time? And then just overall, kind of how did Mo's defense tonight set up the offense a lot of times?
I mean, Mo was great on defense, his rebounding, and, you know, those 3 block shots he had. I mean, they were timely blocks. I mean, he erased some mistakes, and we talked, you know, he had a little bit of Noah Clowney in him, if you will. You know, our defense was 3rd in the country that year. Noah was with us, and he erased lots of mistakes. We kind of need a guy that can play the 4, you know, pair him with Grant at the 5, or even Cliff, maybe sometimes at the 5, and make some plays. But that sequence where he got the block, we came down at the 3, that's big. I mean, basketball's a game of runs. We started out on the bad side of the run. We didn't play very well to start the game. And they got up. We went on the big run, went up 8. That was in the middle of that, if I remember correctly. And then we just kind of had to grind out some stops there after we gave that lead away. But I thought our guys did a pretty good job of that.
Last one, Jack.
Yeah, Nate, just how well do you think you guys kind of executed that defensive game plan? Seemed like a lot of it was funneling them to take those mid-range shots, prevent a lot of threes. Just how well do you think you executed on that end overall?
I mean, it was pretty good because they, you know, I'm looking here at our analytics box score, and they shot non-rim twos. They took 36 shots there, so like they over half their shots. We got 55% of their shots were non-rim twos that they shot at 39%. So I know some of them went in. Everybody's going to refer to the ones that went in, but they missed, you know, almost 2/3 of them. So that was a game plan. I just think, you know, Cryer was the one that really kind of got going, and we had to adjust the game plan for him. It worked for everybody else, and it didn't work very well for him. I mean, he ended up with 30 points, and we probably should have made some adjustments earlier in the game, to be honest with you. But, you know, when you're up 8, you think things are going well, and all of a sudden you're not. So, you know, I thought defensively they're good. They're a good team. I mean, they do a great job. They don't turn the ball over much. They get a shot up on goal, and then they go try to kill you on the old board. So biggest thing was, you know, making them take tough first shots. Thought our first shot defense was pretty good. Our second shot defense was good enough to win, and they're a good team. And there's no way nobody's ever blowing them out. I mean, they play too hard to ever get blown out. That's not really even possible when you play Houston. So we knew it was going to be a tight game, and we made enough plays, particularly late in regulation, late in overtime, to win the game.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.